Let's give the full 53-man roster a letter grade.
Iggy, I would rather you do that because you have all the numbers and I'm an idiot.
Okay, I did the math based on the grades that I gave each position group, and you had different grades. There's 10 position groups. I added up all the, a B plus is 3.33, an A minus is 3.67. I had them coming out to a B minus team.
Okay.
B minus.
Iggy, and in a number, what's a B minus?
A 2.7.
Okay. All right.
It's not the report card you want. And they do have really good players, and they have an easy schedule, and there's a world where they win 12, 13 games, 11, 12 games. But they have some real questionable depth, and one or two players gets hurt, and they could lose a lot of games. So it just feels like a top-heavy B-minus type of roster.
Iggy, I have to agree with you. I didn't know what you were going to say. Now, when they go out against Seattle, and again, we're not making a pick on that game. We'll do it next week. But when they go out against Seattle, I assume it's going to be a relatively healthy team.
Yeah.
I think that healthy team can be a hell of a team and can really be a force in the league. In fact, I think the sky's the limit with that relatively healthy team. What gives me pause is that it's very thin. The backups are not nearly at the level of the starters. And from my experience covering sports, some of the key players do get hurt. God does not smile on you like that. Somebody's going to get hurt, and any key player who gets hurt and misses time, they got a problem. And I'll name some key players: McCaffrey, Trent Williams, Kittle. These guys did Kittle miss games last season?
He misses games every season.
Yeah, Iggy. These people, and let's say Pearsall, these people miss games.
God forbid Pearsall gets hurt.
Iggy, and let's say Fred Warner gets hurt. Let's say one of the corners gets hurt. And I feel somebody is going to get hurt just based on what happens in real life. So I think a B minus is fair with the asterisk that if there are no injuries, which is improbable, this could be an 18.
Yeah, and we're talking like when they're fully healthy, they could beat anyone. But the question is, will they ever have their full team out there at any point this year? I mean, even week 1, they're not going to have Ayuk. They're not going to have Robinson. They might have Jennings. But even if they have Jennings, will they have Jennings? You know what I mean? Like week 1, they're going to have a big issue at wide receiver. And it's unclear when that issue will go away. Like Ayuk could come back week 5, week 10, week 15, not at all. Like who knows? Robinson will come back week 4. That'll help. What's up with Jennings? What are you going to get from Jennings this year? So there's huge questions at that position.
Iggy, I have something else to say. And this is philosophical, and it's where I kind of disagree, more than kind of disagree with Kyle Shanahan. The protection of the quarterback. Now he has a great left tackle. Okay. But he doesn't have a great offensive line. And instead of blocking for the quarterback and keeping him safe, he expects Purdy to either get the ball out really fast or evade and pass on the run or run. I don't like that philosophy because it puts your quarterback at risk too much. And if I'm not mistaken, because I forget things, the past 2 seasons, Brock Purdy has missed games the past 2 seasons. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. He didn't miss. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, he didn't miss any games in 2023. He didn't finish a couple of games, but he didn't miss any.
Okay, but he did miss games last season. And those poor guys were not very good. Now, if he misses, I really like Mac Jones. So maybe I'm being overly protective of him or overly harsh, but I think that's another position where they're vulnerable. And in fact, Kyle already got the second string guy hurt.
That's right. I mean, all the quarterbacks were hurt except for Brock Purdy at the end of preseason. Mac
Yeah,
Jones had a thing on his leg. The other two quarterbacks were hobbling around. Nate Sudfeld got hurt in one day, apparently, or he was just terrible.
Iggy, the last preseason game when the two guys were both hobbling and they were alternating back and forth, I'm sorry, it was a joke.
It was a joke.
It's like those games suck anyway, and then you're looking at it, and neither one could play quarterback, and you're thinking, "Am I supposed to take this seriously?" You know what I mean?
It was
And
messed
here's
up too, just like neither one should be playing, and like you probably both of them would like to be taken out because they were injured. But Kyle's like,
yeah,
well, we got to play this game that doesn't count, and then we're gonna cut both of you, but you guys got to gut it out.
yeah, we're gonna cut both of you. So do me a favor, risk
Yeah.
your life. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah,
the
seriously.
craziest thing you ever saw?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
So I'm even a little. I mean, I love Brock Purdy. I love everything about him, Iggy.
Yeah,
I love to watch him work. But Iggy, he's going to miss. If he doesn't miss, he's going to miss times. He's going
Yeah.
to miss snaps this season, and partly it's how it goes, and partly it's the way Shanahan runs an offense.
yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of injuries this year, and it's going to be interesting to see which side of the team can handle them more. Salah's side or Kyle's side. If Upton Stout isn't out there week one, well, Salah found Chase Lucas. He might be pretty good too. If Brock goes down, well, Kyle, you wanted Mac Jones. You wanted him in the draft. You wanted him again. You should be able to win with Mac Jones. Like, what kind of depth do you have, Kyle?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
In the first 3 games, assuming the Niners win the first 3 games, it's a big assumption, but I'm just playing a game with you, okay? Assuming they win, who do you think would be more responsible for the win, offense or defense?
I suppose early on in the season when if the offense is healthy, it could be the offense. But
Okay.
again, if they don't have wide receivers, it could be the defense. It could be the defense. I don't know. Which side looked more put together and prepared, offense or defense in the preseason?
Iggy, defense. I thought it did. Even though we didn't give the defensive line a very good grade, we said it was the worst position group. I thought they were playing more as a team than the offense did.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Salah has something, a little curveball up his sleeve. He's not going to just use that wide 9 all the time. He's got a different front that he's been showing and practicing in games, and he's gonna take stopping the run very seriously this year in ways that Nick Sorensen couldn't. So that's something to keep in mind.
You used the word curveball. In baseball, do you know nicknames for the curveball?
Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie. That's the. Did you know that, everybody? That baseball players don't really call it a curveball; they call it Uncle Charlie. And in fact, you were talking to Dave Rigetti one time, right? And you were mentioning, and he said Uncle Charlie to you.
Yeah, because I was like, I want to do an article on the rise of the slider. He was like, "Whew, you're about 30 years late." I was like, "Oh," he's like, "But here's the thing, since sliders have become such a big deal, and hitters have grown up learning to sort of like groove their swing into a path that allows them to hit the slider, curveballs are coming back. Curveballs are where it's at." And he explained the whole thing to me. It was pretty cool.
Uncle Charlie, called it Uncle Charlie.
Because to hit a slider, you need to stay inside the ball and sort of fight it off to right field, go the other way with it. To hit a curveball, you want to get out in front and pull it. It's a whole different approach. Call it bail and wail. He was like, with the curveball, you want to bail and wail. He's like, you should go talk to Hunter Pence because he's a great bail and wail hitter. I didn't realize that was a put down. So I went over to Hunter Pence and I was like, so I was talking to Dave Rigetti and he says you like to bail and wail. And he was like, what'd he say? I don't do that. I don't do that. And I was like, no. He said you do. He's like, I don't do that.
And I'm sure Rigetti couldn't have cared less. Dave Rigetti is one of my all-time favorite baseball people. I love Dave Rigetti, and I always loved talking to him. He was the Salah of the Giants. Dave Rigetti. He was the Salah.
It feels like a long time ago. All right, let's take some super chats. Josh 1230 says, "Hey Cones, told the both of you John Lynch wasn't happy with Garendo. Hope all is well." Thank you for the tip off. That really helped a lot.
I know
You
the
got anything else
story.
for us?
Josh, God love you.
That was so funny. Joe JC says, Mr. Cohn, is there a roster cut that stands out in your memory from your time covering the team? Great show as always, gents.
I know a story.
Okay.
They had decided to cut Tommy Homo from the team, Tom Homo, who was the defensive back for them and then became the head coach at Cal and now is at BYU as their athletic director. So in the last game of the preseason, he made 2 interceptions, and Bill Walsh came over to the rest of the coaches and he said, "Check that. I think he made the team." So that's a story I know. They were going to cut him, and he saved his life, and he knows it too.
That's funny. Kilo TW 1446 says Kyle is keeping Moody around because he ran out of people to blame.
Oy, I hope that's not true.
Girl Dad 8080 says you guys invalidate your show when you get emotional and say that the fullback and say cut the fullback just because you don't like him. Let's stay professional, guys. Class always wins.
Hold on. I made it a point today to say I want to get rid of him and it's not personal. I don't like him. And I am right not to like him. But if you watch this carefully, I said my judgment is not based on my feelings. It's based on my professionalism as a journalist, and I made the case. So you are guilty of sloppy watching.
Sloppy watching. Yeah.
Sloppy
watching.
watching.
If you've been watching us for a while, my dad has said that every time the fullback is on the field, someone better is off. And that's the truth.
Right. Yeah.
Every time. Whether it's Luke Farrell or some wide receiver.
Or Iggy. Hold on. Juwan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings. That was the one last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kept Juwan Jennings on the bench for a while. Jason Ornelas says Garendo going to return kicks, punts faster than Sky. He did last year and didn't. It hasn't been this year. That's how down they are on Garendo. So Dangerous Dave 23. I missed the beginning going through Amarillo. I was supposed to text you, man. Sorry, I forgot. It's been a crazy day. Good to see you though. Dave was here in Oakland just a couple of days ago. He's 6'8". James R. Guy 5330 says, hi, Grant and Mr. Lowell. How do you guys feel about commenters saying we have the easiest schedule, and what record do you predict we will have?
We're going to predict the record next week, and we're going to, on our Tuesday show, and we're going to predict the result of the Seattle game. So please bear with us because we want to have people watch us. So we'll do that. Commentators saying they have the easiest schedule. Here's what I have to say. On paper, they do, but teams improve and teams get worse. So, I mean, there are teams on that schedule who may be surprising to be a little bit better. And the Niners may, if they have injuries, not be as good as you thought. So I'm just looking at it as a schedule, not an easy schedule.
Yeah. I mean, they do get to face the AFC South and the NFC South, and that's wonderful. But so does every other team in their division. They have to face their division. They were 1-5 in their division last year. So they could still lose 10 games this year if things don't go their way. The Black Hercules says, I have a bold idea for quality control. Put Garendo at tight end. He isn't a real running back. He has no vision, but he's fast as hell and massive. He's a matchup nightmare for a linebacker or a cornerback. Double tight end set with Kittle. I don't think he can block like that. I don't know that he has a position.
Oh, in other words, he could be, it's like if you put a wide receiver at tight end, but tight ends also have to block, and he may not have that ability. But, Black Hercules, it's a very interesting idea and makes me think.
Garendo is interesting. I feel like you could get him the ball. You could throw him a screen. You could run him on a reverse or a jet sweep. Those would be interesting plays where he has the potential to go for 50 yards. But just running him between the tackles, I wouldn't want to do that. He's going to get hurt. But if you can get him in space, if you could get him in outer space, I think he could be incredible.
Like Neptune?
Like Neptune. If you get him near Neptune, I think he's all good. He's okay. Frank Tom Ocean has been a member for 29 months. Thank you very much. Coming up on 3 years. Peter does not drink, says shout out Mama Ayuk. Always. Shout out. Frank Tom Ocean says, how much for a Cone Zone meets Larry Krueger? Go 49ers. We do that like every other week. We didn't do it this week, but we'll do it next week.
He didn't ask that. He's
Oh,
didn't
the three
say,
of us.
yeah. No, that's between Iggy and, I mean, I like Larry, don't get me wrong, but they have a show. What the hell do they need me for? I do a show with my son.
Luis Madera says Ronnie Bell was cut by the Lions. That's how it's done, Kyle. Maybe the Niners can get him back. They need a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Ronnie
poor
Bell?
Ronnie.
Poor Ronnie. Nah, says Big Bory. Okay, fair enough. No Ronnie Bell. Dad, once again, for the 50th show in a row, our best show ever.
Yeah. Nothing that we did could compare to this before. So
it all culminated in this day. So congrats. Congrats everyone for watching it happen. And Dad, I love you.
I love you, Iggy. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you guys.